you feel alright. Well, it takes two to make a dynamite. Well, it takes two to make you feel alright. Hey, well, now I know. Well, it takes two.
And I ain't even cash the check.
Can I cash the check, bitch?
No. Who's still cashing checks though? What year?
Can I go up 8 to get this?
No,
$35 taken out.
Palmer's $1 for every 100, baby.
That's, you know, you from Landover. what they do on TikTok? I'm a Landover.
I'm from Landover. Of course we go to Palmer's and cash out checks for $1 for every 100.
Exactly. I'm from Landover. Of course I go to Palmer's and get 222-ounce steel reserve
for $224. I'm from Landover. Of course I'm going to be for the neighborhood that's directly beside me.
I'm from Landover. Of course we're going to walk to 7-Eleven and have $2 in our pocket for 50 people.
Period. I'm from Landover. Of course we going to yell NFL for life at every go-go.
Tracy, hey baby.
Trace, what's up, Brownie? I'm from Landover. Of course we going to keep shoppers in business. But that shit ain't even the same down there no more.
It used to be the record store down there back in the day.
The vitamin store where you can buy any drug you want out the vitamin store.
Yeah, it used to be the Gallo.
You can buy cocaine,
weed. It used to be the $10 store down there. Mm-hmm. Gallo.
Yes. The hair salon. Me and Nikki used to go there and get our hair done. They used to set us up every motherfucking time, but we went back every couple of weeks.
Okito.
But how y'all doing?
Tracy is in here, so we're super excited. We miss Tracy.
Yes, we are. We're very excited.
Tracy is one of our regulars. She gets tagged. She has special Talks with Tony and Tina privileges.
Period.
And Keisha B is in here. She's
hey,
Talks with Tony and Tina regular. Tracy said, I'm from Uptown. Of course, I must always be fly. Y'all Uptown girls always 4 hours better than any other girl.
Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Talks with Tone and Tina. I'm Tone, she's Tina, and we talk about all things trending, baby. What's been trending lately? Oh, starting out, Nicki and Meg. Nicki, I feel like...
Oh, yeah,
I feel like... This is all I'm going to say about this. This is all I'm going to say about this. Nicki's giving old lady picking on the younger crowd. Like, you know how most people be like, you know, I don't like the new generation. I don't like the music. You're giving that, girl.
The Dr. Tone.
She's giving that. Leave that girl alone.
I have really not gotten into the Nicki and Meg situation. I know that at one time, I think they did a song together or something. So they must have been friends or something at one point in time. Or even if they weren't friends, they were
associates.
Yeah, they
could stand each other.
They were cordial at one time. But I don't get into it. You know, it's Lil' Kim all day, every day. I don't deal with the regular peasants. So I don't have a dog in this fight?
Yeah.
I don't care.
And then
Nicki, either way,
she don't have to do that. You just rest on your time. Then you release that trash, like girl.
Megan Thee Stallion raps like she's in kindergarten.
And somehow her song was way better.
I'm not
than that trash.
I'm not a Nicki fan or a Meg fan. I feel the same about both of them. I don't care about them at all. So I'm not taking sides.
I listen to them both.
I don't want to hear.
I'm not a fan of either
one of them gotta say.
I'm not a fan of either, but I listen to them both. I like them both. They both girls.
Jermaine said hello.
Hey, Jermaine.
Jermaine tried to tussle a little bit with me on my post earlier. Lena is in here.
Hey, Lena
is in here.
Hey, Jawanda.
Mike is in here.
Why Jermaine get it to you?
Jermaine, I'm not one that likes to do a versus men and women, but I made a post from a lady's TikTok where she was saying, and you speak on this a lot, she was saying women stop suffering for a relationship. And that's all the video was saying, like, hey, you've been with a man for 10 years and you suffered the whole time. That was what the video was saying.
Yeah.
A guy came in and said, shut up, bitch, to the lady.
Oh, my God.
It's this boy named Tom. His father is a friend of mine, and Tom is a Virgo, so his mouth is just like mine, so I let him slide.
Shut up, bitch.
So then I say, Tom, shut up. Then he was like, why you ain't post something like this? And it was something like taking up for a man. And I said, you and Jermaine posted it on y'all page.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I take her from it all the time, but what she's saying is correct. It's the truth. Women do, and women have given badges. They get a badge of honor for sticking it out for 20, 30 years of him bullshitting on you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the same with a man, because if a man took what a woman does you know, if the cheating and all that shit, the disrespect, all that shit. If a man took that from a woman for 20 years, he would be considered the weakest nigga in the world. But when a woman is expected. A woman is expected to take the shit.
I ain't gonna be silly
and wear a badge of honor saying, I've been with him for 30 years. And then the nigga got a nerve to put the shit on. Look, don't send me no motherfucking posting shit on Facebook. We been sticking it out thick and thin. Bitch, and you been the thick. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was chilling. You was the thick.
Jermaine said Tom for president.
Like
said,
shit.
Shut up, bitch.
Listen, I agree, Jermaine.
Chayeza said, hey, ladies.
Hey, Chaz.
Chayeza would like to come on Talks with Tone and Tina and be a special guest. She said she's going to bring the Cat Williams to the show.
I was about to say, Chaz, what you got to offer?
She's a wild card. We don't know
yeah, like
what
shit.
would come out of her mouth.
We might get canceled.
We don't have a clue. So, yeah. So, I told her sometime in March.
Okay.
So, we're going to get in.
I can't wait to see what happens.
We have a lengthy discussion. We have a lengthy set of topics.
Okay.
So, we're going to get right into it. There's somebody on here named Nikki.
Hey, Nick.
I can't see your last name, but Nikki looks like a newcomer. I've never seen her. So, hello, Nikki. How are you?
Welcome, girl.
Okay. So, the first question is shaming people that don't think like you. Specifically, it's something called moral ground standing. And to look that up, I was going to have it on the TV earlier, but I'm going to just explain it a little bit. That's more like when you claim to have these morals that other people don't have, and you shame them or put them down for their morals not aligning with yours. Like, say for instance, a woman might dress scantily. That means that she dresses revealing or sexy, and you don't dress like that. You're gonna try to shame her. And it's no right or wrong in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know why it's not coming up. But I feel like that's human nature. It's human nature not to accept. We live in, our brain gives us right and wrong. So if you don't agree with what I'm saying, you wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but shaming.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Then that turns into, well, you're dumb for even thinking that way.
Because your thoughts don't align with mine.
Like, how could you not think the way I'm thinking? I think that's human nature.
Nikki said this is her first time here.
Okay, well, girl, welcome.
How
we
are
love a
you?
new person.
I hope we act like we got some sense. So
And we not finna, Nikki.
Because we come on every Tuesday, so we're going to act like we got some sense so you can return, Nikki.
Nikki, it wouldn't be us to act like we had some sense.
How you found us, but hello. And our baby, Candace, just entered.
What's up, Candace?
You know that we missed you last week, and you know that we know this. Like, after we cut the cameras, we was like, Candace wasn't on here.
Right.
And all the stuff that be going on, all the 250, 60 comments, we always recognize when our loyals aren't here.
Yes.
And we miss y'all because we need y'all feedback and input, because this is it's an all-inclusive podcast and conversation.
Y'all are co-hosts.
I mean, I get what you're saying as far as like shaming, but I feel like a lot of times when people are shaming and people become morally so-called correct, they shame for things that they've done in the past, and now they don't do it anymore. Now they're righteous, so they don't do it anymore, or they do other things that are morally incorrect, but we can't see it. And I think we might have talked about this one time before, when we talked about addiction and how certain addictions get shamed and certain other ones don't, because you can't see them.
Yeah.
Like a person on drugs, they're going to get shamed right away for their addiction because it's visible to us. We see them like getting skinny, or we see them stealing or standing out in front of 7-Eleven.
You know what I feel like it is? I feel like it's because you can see their weakness. That's what we
shame.
Yeah, that's what we're known to shame and put down. Not only things that we don't understand, but weaknesses. You're not supposed to look like a weak bitch in front of nobody.
Okay, my daughter. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm not trying to cut you off, but Susie has came. Hey,
Susan.
So, Sue, you were supposed to come over. Where are you? You said you were supposed to go to the gym, and then you were going to come over. Where are you?
Exactly.
Anywho, I'm sorry. So you said.
But yeah, I feel like that's why the shaming starts, because you can see the weakness. If you can't see the weakness, then you assume everyone has it together. But you can see a motherfucker on drugs, or their life going downhill, or somebody going crazy.
But okay, like I was saying, sometimes, like, I'm just going to use women for example, because everybody thinks that we male bash here, and we do have a question about men. But say for instance, you were wild and you were partying at one point, and now you almost dress like a Mormon. You don't go out unless you're going to like a retreat or something like that. Anybody that does anything like that is, oh my God, they're so wrong, and I can't believe people do that. But you did it for one, and for two, Just because you don't do it doesn't, even what you're doing, that doesn't mean it's 9 billion. How many people in the world? 9 billion people.
6 billion.
Everybody is not going to walk in the same line or do the same thing. But certain people shouldn't be shamed for what is not. If anything is controversial, then it's kind of like shamed. You know what I'm saying?
Anything that goes against the norm.
Yes.
But I didn't know you was talking about them bitches. Like they fucking crazy. Like those are the people that like to forget the past. They like to act like that shit never existed. Exactly. And I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Who think I sucked? You sucked 17 dicks in 87, but now in 2013, bitch, you know what I'm saying? You born again, and you forgot about that.
Yeah, you're talking about your celibacy every day.
The whole year of 87 never happened. So you got them. But I feel like that's a mental illness. Like, girl, how are you going to act like that never happened? Mm-hmm. And then you have the nerve to shame another motherfucker. But I love when the people come in the comments when they do it live.
I just always like to, people have amnesia.
Like shit.
And of course,
that's
like,
your favorite thing.
I'm gonna jog your memory.
That's one of her quotes.
I'm gonna jog your memory, and it's not to like bust you out or anything, but people forget a lot.
Yeah.
So you gotta jog their memory. We live a long, vast life. 50 years is a long time. Mm-hmm. Hey, if you knew somebody when you were 14 in just high school, you might have known them from like 14 to 17.
Right.
I'm not saying that you can't change and that you're not a different person.
Right.
Because if I knew you when I was 14, I'm about to be 50, so I'm not the same person. I'm not saying that, and you really don't know who I am if you knew me as a 14-year-old kid.
Exactly.
But at the same token, you should never forget where you came from or the things you've done. You don't gotta publicize it, but you don't gotta try to come and be like you said, I never did this, and then they got you on tape doing it.
Oh, just remain silent.
Hey, Miss Brown.
Hey, Miss Brown. I see.
Tracy said people don't have amnesia; they are just liars.
That's what I'm saying, Tracy. It's a mental illness to me.
Monifa is in here. Melanie Montoya is in here.
Hey, Melanie.
Keisha B said, okay, Takia's in here. She said, hey, ladies.
Hey, Takia.
Candace said, hey, Majafani and Tone.
Hey, girls.
Okay, Keisha B said something about church and religion. Tracy said that comes from religion and the church.
Keisha.
Tracy thinks that comes from religion and the church community.
Keisha and Tracy, when I tell y'all hit the nail on the head, that's where it started. That's where the judgy shit started. And they be the worst ones. Y'all motherfuckers live the worst lives and do the worst shit. But
y'all saw what what's her name?
Who?
Kim Burrell. She's a nasty heifer.
Okay, cause Kim Burrell stay getting drunk on live. I don't understand how she got so much judgment for other motherfuckers, bitch, when you stay getting drunk on live.
Yeah, she's a B word. When she was on Sunday.
That's the B word, bitch. You mean it.
Yeah, she's a bitch. I don't like her. Y'all could add her. She when the young man, and I saw her recently in Carolina Kitchen over in Hyattsville. We didn't say nothing to her, looked at her. We didn't even look her way.
She from here?
I don't know, but you know people in the area
everywhere.
But a young man was auditioning for Sunday's Best, and I realized on some of the reality talent shows, it's funny. The person is coming out. We know the person can't sing. They were set up to come out to laugh.
Right.
This particular young man came the year before. Yolanda Adams told him he had it a little bit. Come back next year. He spent his rent money and all of that, and he came back and he was serious. And if it's a gospel churchy show, and we think y'all supposed to be so righteous, they're laughing and talking while he's singing. So he busts him out. They wasn't even listening to him? He was like, Kim Burrell, I don't like you. You know, you sitting up here laughing, I'm this, I'm that. She was like, wait a minute, we're judges and we was talking about something else. She was lying. Then you can't even be real when people bust you out. If you're gonna be a bitch, own it when you get busted. Yeah. F her.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The church. Y'all
anyway, so we're gonna move on to the next question. Okay, the next question is, once you become a certain age, and this question kind of like piggybacks on that first question, once you become a certain age, is it your responsibility to unlearn behaviors that, I had messed these questions up, I'm sorry. But once you become a certain age, is it your responsibility to unlearn behaviors that hinder your growth as a person? What are your thoughts on that?
Yes.
And that comes along with, I feel like morally, I do feel like that question goes along with number one, because I feel that once people arrive themselves, and if everybody else hasn't arrived, they immediately look down on them, or why are you still living here, or why aren't you working, or why aren't you doing this or doing that?
Hold on,
And
read the question again, because I didn't get that from that.
it says, once you become a certain age, is it your responsibility to unlearn behaviors that hinder your growth as a person?
Okay.
And it's way more than unlearning a behavior. Because of course y'all know I'm always going to bring up the psychological part and the
That's
mental
what I was
health
thinking
aspect.
about. Yeah.
So it's easier said than done. And everybody is different. We all know a family that could have 5 children that was raised in the same household with mommy and daddy the whole entire time. And all 5 children lived 5 different lives, took 5 different paths or whatever. So it's a lot comes from like trauma. A lot comes from like just whatever your personality is, whatever your mental health is and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So if I'm 40 and you're 40,
because we live 2 different lives.
yeah, but unlearning it may be hard, especially if it's the only environment that you've ever known and you think it's normal.
But that still doesn't give you the right to keep that behavior. Even I don't give a fuck how hard it is. Then that means,
Bunny Washington.
hey, Bunny, that means that you need to work that much harder to unlearn that behavior.
But what if you don't think anything is wrong with your behavior?
Now that's the thing. It becomes individuality at some point. If like some people say, we just literally talked about this last week when one of the dudes was like, they would fuck with me because of
You
how I
curse
talk
and
and the
stuff,
cursing. So I feel like at certain points you have to decipher which part is your personality or which things you want to keep about yourself and which things you feel like you want to change. Just because you feel like I'm immature for like let's
that
say
goes
cursing.
with the whole little moral thing.
Yeah,
It goes
so-
along with the first question.
So I feel like it's your responsibility to unlearn certain behaviors that you feel like you've outgrown. You can't hold on to things just because this is how I am or this is the thing that happened to me. When you even inside you feel like you want to change, but you just won't put the work in to do it. I feel like you have an obligation to better yourself. But when it comes to things that other people perceive of you that's fucked up, and you like that about yourself, bitch, fuck up, fuck up.
But who deciphers?
I decipher.
Like, okay, say for instance, people think that if you're employed and another person isn't employed, that means you're living right and they're not. Hey, they could be thriving unemployed. They could possibly be doing better than you if they playing their cause right. So, those kinds of things people kind of like have a problem with.
So do you feel like hustling is unemployment?
Hustling?
Not illegal shit. Like you might sell oranges by the freeway from 9 to 12.
I don't feel that you have to have a traditional, hey, I go clock in and get a paycheck. However you get it. So,
okay.
So I don't.
So you don't consider them people unemployed?
No, I don't.
So who would give an example of somebody that's unemployed, like they raping the system?
Somebody that, hey, they might get up and they might go stand at 7-Eleven every day to make their money, or they might not do anything. They might go to a soup kitchen, or they might.
They should be judged.
They might get SSI. Or
They
whatever.
should be judged.
I don't think that they should.
Now, if they get SSI and they qualify for the shit, that's one thing. But if you out there asking another motherfucker for your money for your
But
income,
you don't have- but-
yeah, you should be
But
judged.
the person, you don't have to give it to them if you have free will not to give it to
You
them.
shouldn't be asking if you're an able-bodied person to get a job.
That's basically kind of what the thing is saying.
Did I agree?
I just feel like you don't know a person's story or what's going on with them. And
True.
If you don't want to give them nothing, or if it's bothering you, you don't have to be bothered with the person.
Okay, but the thing is, everybody.
Sharia Lucas.
Hey,
is in.
Sharia.
The good doctor. We gonna call you the good doctor. Sharia.
Period.
And Jay Hamilton.
Hey, Jay.
is in here.
But I feel like everybody got a story. Everybody got a life. Fucked up shit. Now, everybody don't live the same life and don't have the same degree of fucked upness. I'll give you that. But everybody got a story. It could be something that you consider, okay, you could be homeless and all this shit, right? And I got a bad grade on my test. And that made me want to kill myself. So you can't even say you not having somewhere to live is worse than me getting a bad grade when you dealing with it. I want to end my life because of it. So everybody got a fucking story.
But I also believe that, hey, it goes up to levels. It goes up because, hey, you might, just like you said, I'm judging people that stand out at 7-Eleven and Panhandle. Then it's going to be somebody over top of you that judges because you're doing X, Y, and Z. Then there's going to be somebody over top of them that judge. Like, if whatever somebody's doing is not harming you, do not worry about it.
No. With that being said, I don't put no precedent. Like you said, if I don't want to give them shit, I don't give them nothing. But the question is, do you look down at the shit? And yes, if you are an able-bodied person and you choose to go out and beg instead of working, bitch, I'm judging like a motherfucker.
Lola Jackson.
What's up, Lola girl?
Okay, Cherie is entered as well. Cherie is one of our favorites.
Cherie,
and our regulars.
Happy 2024, girl.
Okay, Raphael said, Tracy said that's supposed to be a natural occurrence, but as we know, the majority, my eyes getting bad, y'all. The majority of things that hinder them, something, I don't know. Raphael said, off topic, where's the Super Bowl parties? I apologize for using y'all platform for the party.
I mean, but that's a legit question, because I want to know.
Don't just Google the Super Bowl, because she didn't know when it was.
I don't even know who playing, but I know the games be lit.
I'll be at work. I have no desire to watch the Super Bowl. Khalil said,
I want to watch the halftime show because Usher's going to be in there.
Hello,
hey, Khalil. Usher's going to do the halftime show. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah,
about
that might be good, but I'll see it on y'all Facebook. Y'all post it. I won't be doing it.
Fashion over.
That's true.
Fashion over. They need a BBL aesthetic clothes.
But this Fashion Over.
Yeah. If Kim K wore some $40 Fashion Over set, that bitch is the shit. She's all of it.
Lamb Keisha.
Let the girl from across the street that drop fries at McDonald's, she's a cheesy bitch and she got the same set on. Everybody assume because you got money, it makes anything you do better. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I don't think this is like a thing you do, but I feel like when you're rich and you're still cordial with like your ex or something like that, it's cool and it's acceptable. But if you're not poor, but if you're a lower socioeconomic, just regular old person and you're friends with your ex, people can't believe it. It's a problem. You know what I'm saying? You know how like I don't want to bring up the Kardashians, but you know how Scott still come around. He's like family. It's all good. You might see Mariah Carey with Nick Cannon and a couple of 10 or 15 of his kids or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the minute that you're just a regular person, if you are seen with your ex's new wife or girlfriend, oh my God, why are you friends? It couldn't be me. I couldn't do it. You know, those kinds of things. I feel like that's
I don't agree.
Oh, that's good, Tasha.
I don't agree.
Tasha said coke and crack.
What's coke and crack? What?
If you're rich, you do cocaine. If you're poor, you do crack.
True.
That's a great one.
I don't agree with that because I was great. You know, in my family, even if you were ex and you still come around, you invited.
Yeah, but people find it hard to believe. Like Sue's father,
it's normal.
I went to his wedding.
Yeah, that's normal for me.
Tone and I and Tahir went to.
We go to all dog shit.
I just recall like Sue saying "mommy" to me at the wedding, and like all of the wife's friends turned to look like, "What? Your mother's here?" But I ain't want that girl, man.
But that's her homeboy.
Yeah, so
it's more like a brother sister. They more like brother and sister now than ever dating.
But I feel like that's the thing I would say the black community.
Yeah. Okay, but do you feel like it's not really? And
Sharia said that's healthy and cordial to still be friends with your ex, or if you're co-parenting, or even if you never had kids. If you want to be friends with somebody, meaning
I don't have kids, and she can attest to this. I'm friends with all my exes. I'm cool with everybody I ever dated with. I mean, dated or kicked it with. I'm cool with all of them. I don't.
But I feel like that.
But you think do you think it's a socioeconomic thing? Do you think? I ain't trying to say poor, but people with less money. It seems like they have more insecurities. They have more, like you can find somebody better than me.
I just feel like people with less money worry about the wrong shit too much. Like you spend all of your day, you spend a lot of your day fixating on things that don't matter. Like I saw somebody make a post in a group today that said, what is something that people do that they fake about or something like that? Why do you care what people do that they fake about? And then people in the comments was like, what is something that people want to do but pretend they don't want to? I don't care what somebody want to do or pretend to do. Somebody in the comments was like, people want to get food stamps but pretend they don't. Like y'all got too much time on your hand. Go read a book. Go get like Cat Williams and read some books every day.
And girl, who don't want food stamps?
But I feel like we worry about the wrong shit in our community.
I think we worry about the wrong shit.
We got bigger fish to fry on a lot of things.
I feel like that with the country in the whole, like even racism, all that shit. We the only country that worry about that. We're so busy fighting over stupid petty shit. We don't even see the real shit that be going on.
Hello, Shamarco. Hello,
and they love it that
Sakina.
way. Hey, Shamarco.
Sakina, I'm sorry for calling you your government. I do that.
Well, what she want to be called?
Her name's Kina on here, but I can't call her that. Because I've known her as Sakina. I gotta call her that.
She's so disrespectful.
Okay, we're gonna talk about Gail Lewis. Now,
Gail Lewis.
Gail Lewis, if y'all be over on TikTok, now y'all know I'm a TikTok fanatic. I go over to TikTok every day to scout for videos and footage to post on Talks with Tone and Tina's on Facebook. I hope y'all are following.
Period.
But anyway, Gail,
and is responding.
Gail people saying the reason she came clean is because she wants to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She lives down in Atlanta. Some people say she brought it up because she wants to shame him into leaving the mistress and being back with her. Okay, Gail has filed for a divorce. Come to find out, the story is kind of old, and she has since filed for a divorce. But yesterday morning, see, I'm up early on TikTok. Gail comes on and do a story time in her nightgown, still half asleep, crusting her eyes, slobbering outside her mouth.
Come on, Gail.
Because she got addicted to it now. She kind of famous now. She gets to a story time because people been atting the mistress and tagging the mistress. So the mistress came on there and said Gail was his side piece before she married him.
Stop.
So Gail comes on and try to tell her story and spice it up. So Gail was like, yeah, he wasn't divorced yet. He hadn't even broke up with his wife yet. Gail was in fact a side piece.
Okay,
as
Gail,
well.
that means side, that equals side.
So Gail went to a game in '96, Atlanta Hawks. He saw her, gave her friend his number. She went out with him. Gail said she was hungry and all she had in her house was oodles and noodles, and she was going to eat at that restaurant. She was like, when they got to the restaurant, she saw the ring on his finger, and she was like, I asked my friend, were you married? And she said no, and he was like, yes, I am married. So she claimed, she was like, I don't want to mess with a married dude, but she was like, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna stay here and eat. I fucked with her for that. Gail said I was broke and all I had was oodles and noodles and I was a single mom. So, you know, he already had money. He was already the shit.
Right.
So she said she stayed, and she was like, you know, I don't want to mess with you if you married. He weighed her down, let her tell it. Gail, you was broke and he had money.
And Gail,
one
you
and
was
one
with
equal
it.
two.
You was with it, for sure.
So she goes the next day when she gets to work, it's flowers everywhere. Flowers everywhere. He's sending her flowers. Then he starts taking her on trips. The same thing he doing with this mistress, he did it with her. So then he tells her, like, hey, my wife has postpartum. She had like 2 kids back to back, and she's not giving me sex. You know how the men lie.
Mm-hmm.
And
I sleep on the couch.
Yeah, all that. I live in the basement.
I live in
my great grandmother's house.
They love I live in the
College
basement.
Park, or whatever. So anyway, he ultimately got a divorce and married Gail. So she's been married to him for 25 years, but he has had a slew of mistresses and a slew of, when Gail said she could do the DMX song, Brenda Letitia, she was like, I could do that whole song.
And you stayed with him 25 years, Gail?
Because she was a kept woman. Let's keep it a buck. Yeah. But I feel like she was threatened because he told her outright, I'm not going to leave this girl alone. You know what I'm saying? You know, usually they kind of move around.
First of all,
stuff.
I'm sure, first and foremost, I'm sure he told his first wife he ain't gonna leave Gail alone, and ended up leaving her alone and marrying Gail. Mm-hmm. Gail know what the fuck time it is. Gail know her days are numbered. So that bitch need TikTok to help her keep her husband and her motherfucking bag.
Well, now Candy has entered the chat.
Candy who?
Candy from Real Housewives. Candy said Riley and her stepdaughter told her about the Gail story because it's the biggest thing on TikTok. The biggest thing.
Bitch.
So now people saying Gail could get a book deal. People adding Carlos King to give her own reality show. She's trying to get on Real Housewives. So I think it's going to end up being what she wants.
Gail's going to get something out of it, but she's going to be 15 minutes of fame. But Gail...
But she has filed for the divorce.
But Gail... How you got him is how you.
That's what they said in the comment.
That shit real.
Because she and then she deleted the video.
Did you want sympathy? Gail?
She deleted the video. So a lot of people missed it. And if you're in the saga, so people like, what, is this true? Because everybody been on her side. But if you did, I saw the real video. I sent it to Gina and Tessa. I sent it to Gina and Tessa because I've been sending them the whole thing. But when I went back to like save it, she had already deleted it. But she did try to say he wasn't divorced yet. That gives the indication that he was separated. And,
and that was the divorce was just a formality.
Yes, but that wasn't the case.
What was the case?
He was fully with his wife. Gail met him while he was fully married, and he courted her and wined her and dined. The new mistress is the one that spilled that tea. She the one that told, because everybody kept atting her, talking about her like a dog, and they was like, well, Gail. She was like, well, Gail was a side piece too. Tell her to tell
I fucks
that.
with the
So
new
the plot
mistress.
twist has really been plotting.
But that's why Gail doing all of this, because she know what the deal is. She know.
I mean, I
that's
feel
what
like 25 years, you had a hell of a life getting taken care of.
But 25 years, how you ain't cut? You knew what the shit was. Like, let's be honest. When you fuck with somebody, when you a side bitch, or if you a mistress or anything like that, you know fucking well that shit's gonna come to an end
Well,
at
she
some
was married
point.
to him for 25
I don't
years.
care.
She's gonna get half of everything because he's committing adultery. I mean,
True.
Gail's playing chess, not checkers.
That's true.
She
but I
playing
would
her
still
cards
be
right.
having a little something going to another
She
account
playing her cards right.
over
She got
these
it.
25 years, just in case the divorce don't
She
go
might-
like you thought.
He even said, he was like, you could go ahead. He was like, I'm gonna send you somewhere for 6 months. Like he the shit.
Somewhere like what?
Like away. He was like, I'm gonna send you away for 6 months. He was like, if you want to get a little boyfriend, go ahead and do what you want to do and all of that. You know, because
Did Gail decline that?
yeah, and she was basically
Girl, why?
yeah, she declined all of that. Smiley in here.
Fuck, girl, I don't know what you think about Chill, but I would have definitely took him up on that offer, but I would have recorded it so he couldn't say I was committing adultery. What is that?
So y'all can look that up if y'all want to. That's Gail Lewis over on TikTok.
Is that adultery though?
What?
If he tells you that he gives you permission to get a boyfriend?
No, I'm talking about him.
Right. He said he gonna send her somewhere for 6 months if she get a little
He
boyfriend.
didn't care.
He
He didn't
still,
care.
but I'm talking about when he tries to divorce her. Is he trying to set her up?
I don't think he was. He just wanted Gail to fuck out of his hair so he could do him.
Well,
Okay.
Gail, girl,
Lauren said,
Hit
how
it.
25 years
go to Jamaica,
you
girl.
don't take that money, protect and invest in yourself. That's true, Lauren. Okay, the next question is, can you decipher tone through text messages? And this is one because a lot of times
Man.
people, okay, some people say, and I feel like a lot of guys can pick up on this. I don't know if I feel like, I guess if you kind of know them, even if you don't. But if you're texting, they can tell when you have an attitude. They can tell when you're upset just by, they say, the tone of the text.
Yes.
So do you believe that's true?
Yes, but I also believe that most relationships end because you arguing over text.
And you haven't even talked to the person.
You take it in your tone. So it's how I'm feeling about what we're talking about. That's how I'm taking it. You know what I'm saying? So if you saying something out, I know who you are, but if we arguing back and forth and it's not a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to me, I'm gonna think you getting smart with me. Like, who the fuck is you talking to? You could be like, okay, Tone, well, we'll talk about it later. Talk about it later, bitch. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? Well, for real, you just was like, we're going to talk about it
Yeah,
later.
you weren't saying it in that way.
Yeah, I've had so many arguments because but there is
I wish,
a tone.
I wish Fats was in here because Fats made a post today and said if you communicate primarily through text, then he's not, he can't deal with you. He likes to talk and communicate. And I'm more of that person too. I want to actually talk to you because I can misconstrue your tone.
I'd rather
and then I
text.
can fly off the handle right away.
Right. And that's true.
Mark is in here.
But I would
Ways
just,
more.
hey, Mark.
And
I definitely
Tamika,
am a texter.
Our next, Tamika.
Hey, Tamika.
And so
I'm definitely a texter, but
I want to talk.
don't call on my phone. Like, just say what you need to say.
But then we have the luxury of voice text, and y'all know
We can do that all day.
I voice text like I'm doing an album.
Yeah.
I be holding on to the thing, pushing it 7 minutes, 8 minutes, or whatever the case may be. So voice text is will help as far as
Yes.
texting, but
We could
but pick up
definitely
the-
do voice
Pick up
text.
the phone because you can't. I can't think you're getting smart, but you hadn't even, you know what I'm saying, flinched. But just the way I read it,
Yeah.
I
But that's
think-
even in friendships too.
What?
If,
Yeah.
if I text you something that I think you're gonna be mad at, if I read, first of all, I know when you mad, or I know when you,
got an attitude.
yeah, or you don't approve of what the fuck I'm saying. Especially if I'm saying some shit about my life, or if I be like, I'm about to go steal this $500 real quick, or I'm gonna go, some stupid shit, whatever, just some random shit. I already know by what she say. She be like, all right, even if she say okay, I know what she mean by okay, like, bitch, don't do that shit. You know what I mean? So you gotta know the person too. I know it really is with relationships of any kind, but it definitely has a tone. The texting definitely has a tone. You can't tell when I'm beefing with you, or
No, I can't.
bitch, please.
I can never tell.
I'll be like, okay, this bitch, and I'm not even saying it out loud. I'll be like, okay, but I ain't got time for her shit
Okay,
today.
well, I be thinking that you never beef with me. That's A.
It's rare.
I be thinking that you never beef with me. Now, I can tell when you are even like tonight when I said, okay, if you would have read the text earlier, you would have knew what to get. We would have had the plug, and you was like, well, it's too late now.
It's done, right?
Yeah, I can tell like you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear what I got to say.
Yeah.
But I
okay.
don't, yeah, so I know that, but I don't ever be thinking like you're mad at me. I know when Lakeisha's mad at me because she gonna.
Everybody know.
I know when she's mad at me. First of all, she gonna say something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She not gonna say I'm mad, but Lakeisha will rebuttal me.
Yeah.
Tahira ain't gonna never say nothing.
Yeah.
And Tone, I don't never be thinking Tone ever gets mad at me.
Cause don't not be that serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know how to ignore them. You know what I mean? Like if Tina talking about some bullshit I don't want to hear, then I just don't listen to it. So it ain't nothing to think about.
I am the oldest of all of us, and I am the bossiest, and I don't do it on purpose. It's just my nature. So I can come off as controlling or whatever. They don't, like, all of us are equal, whatever the case may be. But I can come off as controlling, and I am going to be the most vocal out of all of us.
Right.
And if there is a problem or something going on or something that I don't agree with, they might not say nothing, but I'm going to say it.
I'm going to be the least vocal of everybody.
Tahira is. Tahira's going to be the least vocal.
Yeah.
Tahira's not going to say nothing.
Tahira's Switzerland. She going to agree with whatever. She going to agree with both sides. Baby.
I'm going to always say something, even if I don't want to. I'm going to have to address it. That's just how I am. And they might get mad, but they always get over it. So that's why I don't care.
And then mine, I'm actually not gonna say nothing, and then I'm gonna explode.
But I don't never.
And I'm gonna cuss all them bitches out. After like a month of dealing with the shit, I'm gonna cuss all y'all.
I don't never think Tone get mad at me. So this is news to me, Tone.
I don't really get mad at you though. It be like what you say. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, today I was about to go. Only because we needed a cord, and Tone played the game on her phone and look at cartoons, and if she would have read the text, we would have had the cord.
No,
I was like, if you would have read it, whatever. I wasn't trying to say it smart because I be trying to work on whatever. I said if you would have read the text in advance, then we would have had the cord. Tone was like, well, it's too late now.
I was like, well, ain't shit we can do about it now.
Yeah, but she won't never say it in a mean way. You know what I'm saying?
I just say
so I'll know like she don't really want to hear it, so I'll just let it go.
I don't beef. Yeah. I don't beef with none of them.
But she's the baby, so we have always let her have her way and spoiled her.
Period.
She's been hanging around us, and we've been sneaking her into clubs and letting her do grown stuff because she's younger than us. So yeah,
Tina, you want to do the woogie dance?
No.
Bitch, it's the new. You talking to a coworker and you telling them about something. Yeah, I want you didn't finish your work at the end of the shift. Please do that at the end of the. And they send you this paragraph. Well, I was doing. Do you read that as a tone?
I don't even read that kind of stuff. I honestly don't.
Well, what you do?
I ignore it. And then you say it to me in person. I'm not one of those to read all them whole paragraphs.
So you're not gonna respond till you see that person?
Yeah, I'm not gonna respond.
I'm gonna read it with a tone, bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna
have a problem when I get back to work.
Our next question is: the black community suffers due to the lack of leadership from its males. Now, this is not a male bashing question, so please, if you come in here with that, I'm gonna block you. It says the black community suffers due to a lack of leadership from its men. Do you agree or disagree on totally that? People want to bring all this and that into it. Do you agree or disagree with that? Because I talked to a guy about this question earlier, and he said, "Oh, the black community never going to like prosper because they can't get along and they can't have a leader." That's not what the question is. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree because...
And look who entered right at the time of that.
Who?
Anika, aka Teeny Weenie. She would be a perfect... She's like the girl Dr. Umar on my page.
All right.
So
well,
this
welcome.
is a good question.
I'm glad you're here. I disagree.
Oh, you know she gave you some fabric. Did I ever give it to you?
When?
She gave you some fabric like a year ago and it was in my car.
Is it still in there?
I don't know. I gotta look.
Well, we'll look. But thank you for the fabric. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure I can use it in some fashion. I disagree with that. I feel like there are still...
Who is that, Miguel Green? That's a newbie?
Hey, Miguel.
Are you new, Miguel? If you are, please introduce yourself. And Miguel said he agrees with that statement.
I disagree with that statement.
Okay,
I feel like this is what... I really feel like there is still someone in every family that a young man can go to as a role model. It might not be the father, it might not be the uncle, it might be his football
Yes,
coach. It
that's
might be
Wendy.
It might be a football coach. It might be the nigga at the gas station you go in and talk to after school every day. It's always somebody that is in that person's life. I don't feel like that there's no more. Now, I feel like we feel like that because we only see the bad shit. That's what get glorified. All we hear, these are small cases. I really feel like it's probably like 20-30% of the black community that don't have nobody. But that 30% is magnified like a motherfucker because of social media and people,
crime.
Everybody only want to see the bad. The bad is entertaining. The bad is what nobody want to see no positive role model shit every goddamn day. They want to see They want to see the drama. They want to see all that shit. So we're overwhelmed by it, and we're starting to believe that that's what our culture and our community really is, and it's not. You know in your own lives. You know a little boy that's fucked up, and he still got that. Your husband might be talking to that little boy. That's the positive role model. So y'all can see it in your lives, but you don't put it together because it ain't the father, it ain't the, whatever.
Okay, so with that being said, let me read the question one more time because I have like another part to ask you in that tone. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that the leadership aspect of, in the black community has taken a dive? The black male
Yes.
leader? Okay.
I think that celebrities are now glorified. I believe that
Elise.
We don't have. Bitch, the last time we had a Martin Luther King was when Martin Luther King was alive.
I don't even want to read Will comment because it looked dumb all the way from here.
Read it.
Will said, I look up to the entertainer, Jazz Funk. Will loves Rare Essence. So Will said he look up to Jazz Funk. Okay, you too old for that.
You 70 with a role model. Shut the fuck up. But I'm going to say this. I think that bad shit is glorified. Like, you know how many kids I heard say they want to kill themselves if NBA young boy ever killed himself? You know how many people gonna die? I'm like, what the fuck over a goddamn rapper?
Okay, King Dude said something poignant.
What's up?
Leadership starts at home.
Does, but everybody don't have that home.
And okay, let me finish reading.
Everybody don't have that home, King Dude. And it used to be you could go outside of your home to still get that, but nowadays. Can we really say we have that?
Okay, this is just real quick because I like this. Wendy said not every conversation is meant for texting. That was back with the texting question.
That's true.
And
I'm learning that.
I'm not new, and it's Nigel. Oh, and first of all, Nigel. All right. I know who you are because you be on Talk to Tone and Tina page, and my bad, you aren't new.
Nigel.
I'm sorry, boo, but
get it right, Javon.
But did your parents name you Nigel, or did you change your name to that?
Regardless, it's Nigel. Today it's Nigel.
Nigel. Okay. All right. Nigel said, not family wise. I'm saying people are influencers, aren't promoting anything good. Not families, but I guess you're saying influencers?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, people that are influencers aren't promoting anything good, and that is true. If your child is given a tablet or something like that when they are 6 months, I worked with moms and babies, and a lot of times when you would want to get them things, they would want to get their baby a tablet. They thought it was the cutest thing if their 6 or 7 month old could go log on to YouTube. Screen time.
That's crazy.
Screen time, which is a tablet, a computer, a TV, that is hindering your child from the beginning when they're 6 months, when they're 12 months. And the TV, Miss Rachel and all these other people are raising your kids. So I agree with you on that.
Who is Miss Rachel?
She's one of the, she's not Barney, but in the same vein as Barney.
Okay.
And all of that. Now, I used to watch Dragon Tales and Clifford the Big Red Dog and all that with my daughter, but she knew how to read at 3. She's in the comments right there.
And that didn't raise her.
Things, yeah. So like Nigel said, I can't say Nigel. Like Nigel said, I'm playing Nigel. Like Nigel said, when your kid, your 5-year-old got a phone and they already got Instagram, Facebook, look at the stuff we see. I see stuff that I cover my mouth and that I'm shocked and awed over.
Yeah.
Then imagine what your kid is seeing in a phone and online when you somewhere with your man or your woman and you ain't paying attention and the kid is on the phone absorbing all of this stuff. So like King Du said, the leadership starts in the house.
But if you don't have that,
I mean, it's
that's what I'm saying. We don't have any.
But that's why black males. I don't know how it would happen, but they got to step back up to the plate.
That's what I'm saying. No, that was the question. Have they taken a back seat? Yeah, we don't have any.
Yeah, I mean, we do, like you said. There are some, but overall.
Okay, but let's be honest. If you
think about in our age group, a lot of men have been like incarcerated or killed. So there are still some who have gotten out, done good. Some have never been. I say most of the men that it's not most because it's not a real statistic, but a lot of men that have been to prison, they're thriving and doing better than men that
have been out forever,
never been in jail or whatever. So we can get mentors and leaders. And I feel like those type of men can help younger people.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said from the beginning. I really feel like even if you don't have it,
was the question. I'm gonna read it again.
Even if you don't have it within your home, it's still somebody you can go out to. We just conditioned to think that it's not.
The question is: the black community suffers due to the lack of leadership from its men. And just reading the question again, a lot of men have taken the back seat. They don't even want to step up to the plate. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like that?
I do feel like that. They're male in the physical sense, but they have stepped back. They have taken a step back.
Why do you feel like that is?
The leadership. I just feel like.
Do you feel like it's because women are taking the lead now?
I do, and I just feel like it's a sign of the times. I will say.
We need to bring that back then.
I will say. After the 90s, like when the early 2000s start coming in, that's when I feel like there was a shift. And I feel like men took a back seat as far as being leaders. Just overall, for whatever reason. It could be because women had, like I always say, we burnt our bras and went to work. And women have like played a lot of lead roles, even subconsciously. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like more overt, and it's like more that the men have just taken a back seat.
I agree with you on a certain extent. It did end in the 90s, but I agree. I think that it became a man being a man on dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so now you got these in the 90s. Just remember, I know it happened in the 80s, but I'm talking about from like 91 on up. You know, you had the drug dealers, and you got 16-year-olds paying the rent now, and they're running the house now. So in their mind, that's being a man. But you got no social skills. You have no emotional skills. You don't know how to do nothing past hand somebody some money to pay. You actually don't even know how to pay the fucking bill. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know how to do shit as a man, but you are in the man role. So that makes you feel like you're a man. I do agree with you on that. From the 90s, it started there. And taking a back seat, I feel like they still not taking the back seat. They only trying to be a man when it counts. When you try to run another bitch household, when you try to raise another bitch child and tell them what the fuck to do with their kid, but you ain't seen your kid in 20 years. You know, I think it feel like when you think about shit like that, yeah, you're trying to be the man at the wrong time. But when it comes to teaching the little boy something, or you know, you short, you don't have no maturity, so you can't really tell them what the fuck to do because you're a child. I think that's where we are now. Before we had grown men.
And we had men that were willing to mentor and step up to the plate. Now, we don't have that. A lot of men, that ain't my child, that ain't my problem, he too bad.
That's much immaturity.
And they don't know how to deal with, a lot of kids nowadays have a lot of developmental, cognitive, ADHD, all of this. So they just don't want to deal with it or whatever. So they have taken a back seat to leadership. We have some comments.
Okay. What they saying?
Okay, Smoke said, "Wow, Tone, no bullshit." King Do said, "No nurturing."
Right.
Not nurturing.
Right.
And paying bills equals providing.
That's it.
What they thought.
That's it.
Whatever. Tony is in here.
Hey, Tony.
Tony, can you please bring Pooh out to the game show and stop playing?
Please and thank you.
That's Tony Pooh, brother.
My brother Tony. Hey, Tony.
Hope has entered. My niece.
Hey, Tony.
Hope is my second niece.
Yeah.
Hello, Utopia. Tell your mom I say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tiff.
Tiffany put a number in for everybody to play. We do all of that on Talks with Tony and Tina. Tiffany said play 5, 4, 7 straight.
Okay.
So if you're into playing numbers, play that. And if you do happen to win, shout us out.
And if you do happen to win, kick her $5.
And Stacy has entered too.
I'm playing it.
Stacy, when are you, Wanda, and the girls coming to the game show?
I'm playing 5, 4, 7. I don't play
Tiffany said play 5, 4, 7.
I'm about to play.
Moving on to our next question.
All right.
is living in the United States a debt trap? Like, are you always going to be in a cycle of debt living here in the United States with a mortgage, a student loan, a car payment, this, that? And I saw a young lady speaking today over on TikTok, where I'm always, and she was trying to get an apartment, and the apartment was $2,000 a month.
Damn.
So that means that she needed to make $6,000 a month, and she didn't make anywhere near that. So she was, of course, disenchanted and just feeling down, like, where am I going to live? She said that she could pay the rent, but her income did not reflect that, and they wanted that money to be made on paper. Tony, I'm going to send you the link when I get off. Please bring my boo out. I miss him. But anyway,
we were just talking about him today.
So that got me to thinking about just how everything in America is a debt or a bill. And since we're over on TikTok, we see people in other countries and we see how they live, or hey, they get this, they don't have to pay health insurance, or they don't have to they don't have to pay taxes, they don't have to do this and do that. People look at the United States as the land of opportunity, but over time, and it's always been like a melting pot, and so many people, their whole goal in life was to come over to America to think that they will make it. Yeah. And it can be done. But a lot of people that I've talked to, a lot of foreign people that I've talked to, they have told me, like, literally in their mind, they thought when they came to America, they literally thought like money was going to be falling off the trees, because when their families back home, they don't know any better. When their families back home, when they send you stuff, when they back home, first of all, they standing by cars that's not theirs. You send pictures back home to Cameroon or Nigeria. You put on your best former meals outfit. You standing by your coworker car. You might have the door open. You got money. You looking flashy.
Right.
But they don't know, like, hey, when you come over here, you can't do nothing without money. You can't get money without work.
Or it could be theirs and they had to work for it.
Yeah. So then when they come, they realize, like, America is not what I thought it would be. So many foreign people have told me that, no, it's not what I thought it would be. You have to work so hard, and yeah, you can get these things and achieve the American dream, but you stay in debt.
That's wild.
So people think that America is a debt trap. How do you feel about that?
Hey,
Facts, we brought you up.
Just like 2 questions ago.
Yeah, we brought you up because you wrote something about communication versus texting, and we had a texting question. But
America,
we can't circle back at this time.
America as a debt trap. I definitely agree with. That's how.
Can you name some things that we have that it's kind of like we have it till we die?
We have everything in excess. We are the fattest country because we eat in excess. We do everything in excess. We have an abundance. We literally we're the land of the free. We can literally do anything we fucking want to do. And that brings wanting more and doing more and having more and aspiring for more. Some people do it the legal way, some people do it the illegal way, but even the people that don't do it, they dream about doing it. That's the life we live. When other countries are used to modest things, like
they're very
even the doctors there, they live in the house of they ain't living in a fucking 19-bedroom mansion with horses and stables and 16 cars out front. They're not living like that. Even they're living within their community. They live a little better, but they're living in their community. We are of excess. We are raised like that. Our generations and generations and generations. We are like, our sweat is in this fucking country from people having excess off our backs. So that's what's embedded in us.
What are some things, like, you can't wait till you get grown, you can't wait till you're 18, and the minute you turn 18, what is something that you have from the time you're 18 till the time you die? You got to pay taxes, you got to get health insurance. If everybody is so pressed to go to college, so you got $200,000 worth of student loans that you pay from the time. Some people pay them off, and then now they have all these different incentives where you can get them paid off. We have been fixated on all of the American dreams. So getting a house is something most people, if you're fortunate, hey, you put a good deposit down, you might get a 15-year mortgage. Most people get a 30-year, and there are some people that have had a 30-year mortgage that has segued into a 50-year because they pull money out.
Second and third mortgage.
Yeah, and all of that. So, hey, Nana done had this house for 50 years and she still got a house payment. Yeah. So she done paid a house payment until she dropped dead. That's what they mean, like America is a debt trap.
I feel like you're going to die in debt. I feel like you're going to die owing a motherfucker.
That's why I say forget my student
I don't care how many.
Catch me outside.
Period. I feel like millions, even the millionaires, they're gonna die owing somebody.
Taxes.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I'm saying. That's been going on for generations and centuries.
but it seems like now everything in the economy has ascended even more. Like I went to 7-Eleven, a candy bar is $3 now.
Yes.
Anything that we, the money we're making is not equaling up to the shit we gotta buy.
No, at all.
From rent.
Hey, listen, you need 2 jobs and a boyfriend, bitch. You really do.
From
to
rent
survive.
to clothes, a roommate, and I was hoping that we would go back to that. I always bring up the past, and we will be doing our Black History special next Tuesday.
Can't wait.
If you caught our Black History special last year, it was amazing. So please tune in. But I always like to bring up Black History.
YouTube,
because
I will link
I
it
feel
in the description.
I feel like we didn't have a lot back then, but I feel like we were happier and we thrived. So hey, I feel like nowadays a lot of single moms get with another single mom, either buy a house or rent a house. Do things like that. That will help you out.
We're above that.
You think that we won't do it because, hey, our man can't come. You can't talk to my kids like that. My kids can run around all day. So
no,
we're gonna get
it don't
into
even be that. It be I need my space. It be literally for no reason at all.
Yeah, no
you
reason.
stay at work.
Let me get the bottom floor, but we have to start making decisions.
Or you stay at
that
work
make
18
sense.
hours a day.
Yeah,
You're
I
not
work the
even
night
home.
shift. You work the day shift. We don't even gotta cross paths.
But you still don't want to move with nobody.
Yeah, so then you end up, up at Virginia Williams, the family shelter, or wherever the case may be.
Or scamming to pay the rent.
It sounds crazy, but it's really reality, because
True.
if you miss a rent payment at $2,500 and $2,000, 30 days. How you gonna recoup that?
You ain't got 5,000.
That's why so many homeless people.
If you ain't had 2,500, you damn sure ain't got 5,000.
It's so many homeless people, but we gotta start doing things.
I think we do need to go back to that, though. We do need to go back to. But listen,
just being together and collective.
But listen,
on something.
Let's be real. It's never gonna go down. It's gonna only keep increasing.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a time when nobody has a choice but to link up with a motherfucker that has somewhere to live. I don't care where you think you want to live, just to get somewhere to live. You're gonna have to link up with somebody.
Anika said, and you work forever. Hold up,
You do work forever. That's what I'm saying. That is the United States culture. We know we're gonna have to work till we die. We don't give a fuck about old people. You pay for our doctors and lawyers and all of that have to live the high life, so your insurance gonna be out the roof and you're gonna pay for healthcare. We are the number one people in. The money is in the medication, not the cure. So that's why we don't cure shit. That's just the culture we live in, and we just used to it.
Okay, Stacy said yes. Living in America is a debt trap.
Yeah.
Even if I receive some form of assistance, trying to run your own business, what's all the single parents? It's so hard. Well, as a single parent, it's hard. It's hard with 2 parents, so I can imagine with one. And then, of course, I would never try to shame people into not having kids. But then if you have like 5, 7, 10, 50, 11 kids, that's harder on you. You know what I'm saying?
But the Spanish people live together. And they have the aunts, the cousins. Even them motherfuckers ain't making it. Well,
Yeah.
how shit is.
I
was just talking to my friend Natalie.
At the previous place I worked, I was a home visitor, so I went into the home a lot. And literally, when you would go into like the front door, a family would live right there. So a mom, a dad, and maybe 4 kids would live right there in the living room. It was mostly like Latino and African families. Then, you would go to one room, a family lives there. You would go to another room, a family lived there. It might be like a single man that lived in the dining room area. And this is right now, present day, in like Prince George's County, because they are trying to make it. So like Anika said, we got to use like a bartering system.
Yeah.
You do something for me, I do something for
Yeah.
you. Hey, I can watch your kids at night if you do this or whatever the case may be. But like I said last week, our main concern is, one trying to get up on another or not. We just don't.
Yeah.
It just
and not only that,
really bothers me that
we
don't
are
look out
too.
for each other.
We need to be too comfortable. The first thing, I don't want a roommate. I don't want to watch your kids while you go.
Oh yeah, she lives in Ghana now, so she acting fancy.
Okay.
She says she has a 2-bedroom bathroom in Ghana, $1,800 for a year. Wait, so it was $1,800
a
month
year
for the whole year? $1,800? Fly me out.
I'm like shit.
Fly me out, big sis. Yeah, she. You took your daughter over there with you to the baby pedal, so she's like 16 or 15, like Debbie's age. So yeah, I saw Petal going on her date over and gone. I died.
I know that's right.
Anyway, Anika said the way things are set up here, you are guaranteed to be a debt slave, especially with keeping up with the Joneses and appearances.
Hey.
And that has always been the black community's
major problem.
Main problem, keeping up with the Joneses.
Because it somehow makes us feel like we're worthy. Like, okay,
just your outfit make you feel good.
But put it in perspective.
Or the name of your shoe.
When you are the downtrodden of the country for centuries, and you started out here with fucking being the worst person in the country, you are you're enslaved. You know what you nothing. You're nothing.
JoJo.
It's embedded in us to feel like we've arrived. We have to feel like we made it.
That's how the term Sunday best started during slavery, because going to church was a big part of slavery, and the slave masters would take their slaves to church to show them off on Sundays. So that was the one time they could look good or do whatever.
Right.
So that's how they start gauging things. Hey, my slave looking better than y'all's. So that became a thing. And we have segued that over to Keeping Up with the Joneses that came out probably in like the 30s or the 40s.
And it's a lot of shit that slavery we still do to this day.
Very much.
And that's one of the things.
Ago, but it's so much that's ingrained and embedded in us.
But that's us as a culture, right?
Latrice says, say that, and again, healthcare is some bullshit.
Like
my
shit.
mother is not sick. She has dementia. She was in the hospital. They sent her home last week on hospice and said for us to prepare, shaking my damn head.
Yeah.
But if she had a lot of illnesses, she would have been kept in the hospital. It's sad, all the insurance that some have, that she has and has paid. That is very sad, Latrice, and we're going to pray for your mom.
Yeah, that is very sad.
I know that you have been going through this for a while.
And then terminal illnesses,
her 1800 is for the whole year.
We shout out to Ghana. We need to get the fuck over there. But Latrice,
I need some pictures of some kids.
I worked in neurology for like 15 years, and let me tell you, it is any terminal disease that you have. Like, she has dementia, so they just looking at her like a piece of paper. They don't even give a fuck about the person. This is going to cost us money if we keep her here. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that we doing here, she could do at home. So that's literally all they care about. And that's what's so sad about shit like that. Like, you got real families, and this lady probably paid into her insurance her entire life. Mm-hmm. She might have been healthy for 30 years and never even fucking used it. And when she needed,
dementia is horrible.
Man. That's sad. And they don't give a fuck about the older people. You know how, like in Japan, the elderly are revered. We throw our elderly away. Mm-hmm. If you cannot produce for the economy, you're useless.
Yeah. I see so many homeless and I see so many elderly people, they're homeless, they're mentally ill, and then they also have other health problems. Mm-hmm. And it's like we try to get them somewhere to go, but since my job is only a 14-day stay, it's hard to try to get you like a waiver to get into like an assisted living. That stuff takes time, and we can't do it in 14 days. And like every time we get a senior citizen, I'm like always advocating like, y'all, we got to do something. And it's just so sad. It's like terrible. Y'all know seniors are my weakness. So I was a home health aide for like 15 years. I absolutely loved it.
Other countries would never do the older people the way we do our older people.
So parents calling their children bitches and the N-word.
That's crazy.
Corey Holcomb, the comedian, he has always been known to push the envelope, have a very rude, brash, raw type of tone. Some type of way he got into it with his daughter. Mm-hmm. And he called her all types of bitches in an interview or his bit or something.
What?
So, yeah, like really bad. And so, of course, some people agree with him, like, yeah, these kids are so disrespectful these days or whatever. So, as a parent, we have parents in the gallery. Do you refer to your kids as, hey, look at that little bitch over there?
Oh, God.
Or, the baby.
Please say no.
The baby 3 months old, little Peanut 3 months old, and you like, look at that little N-word sitting up.
Okay.
Do you do any of that? I have 2 children. One is right here. I don't call any of my kids the B word. I don't use the N word, and I would never allow. My son was a boy, and it's easy. Black people just be famous for like, look at that little N, or that little N can do whatever. I have always told people straight up front, don't ever refer to my son as that. It's just I don't like it, so respect that. It's nothing to get mad at. Don't call my son that.
I do use bitch and nigga.
To kids
interchangeably, but I don't call her son. Her son's my godson. I don't call him a nigga. I cringe.
Can I imagine anybody saying that to them?
I can't lie and say I told that bitch Sue or whatever. I said that.
Yeah.
I ain't finna lie. I said that.
But you haven't called Sue a bitch. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
I don't talk to her like that. But and also. I cringe when I hear other people call their kid a nigga. Mm-hmm. You can't call them nigga till they're at least 18. Like, you can't call them a nigga or a bitch.
They call them that
18.
when they like a week.
Yeah, no. That's too much.
That is a week old.
When you be like, when I be like, oh, how's your son now? You be like, that little nigga, don't do that.
I just.
That feels
it
weird.
Just does something to me.
Yeah, it's weird to me.
I know that culturally we do that and it's not a big deal or it's not supposed to be a big deal, but we don't have to accept everything. Yeah. And if you do it, I don't knock you, but I just don't.
It sounds like you knocking them.
No, I don't. But if I know you really good and you're talking to me, if you refer to like your son or your brother, I'm like, oh, don't do that or don't call him that. I don't try to say it like, oh, don't,
Yeah, judge.
I be like, oh, don't do that or don't call him that.
Now
if you're in the CVS and Lil Don Travy is walking around and you smack him upside his head like, Lil Aunt, go sit the F down or something. I mean, nowadays you'll get killed for it, but I do be like, wait a minute, like, don't do that, or that's not right. But now you
can do that?
Yes, because it's not right.
She gonna get fucked up in that CVS.
I jumped and I screamed to no.
And tried to break it up.
It was some gang members.
They were Crips or something, and this bitch tried to break the fight up. And then yelled out there, I'm gonna call the police.
What was it, LA?
On Venice Beach. We had to drag the bitch back from getting fucked up and killed.
We was all going
She
down
did do that.
It was somebody's son. He was probably like 16, and he weighed like 100 pounds, and they was beating him up. I couldn't just stand there and let it happen.
Come to find out, he stole those people's shit, and he was taking his ass whooping to keep whatever he stole. We had shit to do with that.
They said he stole it. That was not.
He ain't say they didn't. He ain't say they was lying.
They lumped him up.
He got his shit and he walked. He had no problem with the ass whooping. He got his shit and left.
His friends was right there, all that.
They lumped him up. I was
he
like,
started walking with his friends.
We was at a restaurant and it was at the beach. So I was like, stop it right now.
This dumb bitch about to get killed and he don't even give a fuck about getting beat up. That's why you buy your motherfucking business.
I couldn't help it.
She rides down the street calling the cops on people. You know, all types of bullshit. She's 12. If your grandmother's getting beat up by a man, you want me to keep driving or you want me to call 911? The grandmother might have had it coming, bitch. You don't know. Just like the little nigga that was getting beat. Listen, just because you old don't make you a saint. It's some old ass crazy motherfuckers out here.
Lock him up. Dude said look him up, talking about the guy in Ghana. We gonna look him up.
Yeah.
Okay, Latrice said she saw that about Corey Holcomb, and he's an asshole and hates black women. Latrice, we're not gonna go back into this, but guess what? We talked about Gail Lewis on question number 5, because I saw you mention her, but I've been watching her since day one. And the video she made yesterday that she deleted when she admitted that she was the side piece in 1992.
She deleted it.
Yeah, she deleted it because everybody switched to
Hell,
her.
girl.
But anywho,
Latrice.
Yeah, that's that.
I will say. Corey Holcomb screams a motherfucker that been hurt in the past, like maybe the girl that he really loved in high school cheated on him or something. You know what I'm saying? He screams, somebody hurt me, a woman
Corey
hurt
Holcomb?
me. Yeah.
I've seen him like just in passing on
I used to love his stand up, but his podcast and shit make me hate him now.
Okay, wait a minute. JoJo said my biggest pet peeve is when I see parents do this. I want to stop. I want to step the fuck out of. I'll slap the F out of them. No, we don't use the N-word. We are kings and queens.
Yeah.
Latrice said yes, she saw that, and she said they say karma is AMF. And Shannon has entered.
Hey, Shannon.
And how you get them is how you lose them.
That's exactly what it is. How you got them is how you. But she know that. That's the reason why she panicking and trying to get TikTok to get her nigga back.
He don't want her.
And get all the money and shit that she needs. She know what's up.
At 56, I would have just
divorced him and say fuck it.
Yeah, she gonna get money because she's been a kept woman and he was an adulterer
for 25 years. Yeah.
Okie doke. Moving on along, you have to beg these generation of grandmothers to babysit. Is that true or false?
True.
Is it true that grandmothers of today Latrice, I know that you babysit your grandkids. I always see them in your story, the cuties. But overall,
My
grandmother's not babysitting no more because they too busy at the go-go themselves.
My friends got grandkids. I don't got kids, but my friends got grandkids, and them bitches outside. They ain't got time to fuck with them motherfucking kids.
Why y'all think I don't have one?
Right, they raised their children. They ain't got time for that bullshit.
The mama's
All my
outside.
friends. Now, all my friends got their
That's what
grandkids.
Stacey.
They'll keep their grandchild on a specific day, or this is our weekend, or whatever. It's got to be scheduled though,
Oh,
baby,
okay.
because they got lives of their own.
Latrice said not really because they don't go out, I guess her children, but the grandkids come over. So that's why they're with, but
Well,
she
my-
don't really have to babysit.
My friends'
I mean, you can
our
give them a break,
grandparents, and
Latrice,
they're outside.
just so they can get some self-care. You can give them a break. But times have changed. First and foremost, Big Mama used to traditionally be 70. Big Mama now is 32. So
No
Big
more
Mama,
than 40.
Big Mama is going out. You know, we out here in Miami. She doing all the same stuff her daughter's doing. So she ain't got time to babysit those kids.
I know y'all seen the lady on TikTok. She has, she does skits like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you. I told the little one can't come over here no more. We are doing the twerk class. Me and the girls are out on happy hour. Do you know grandparents that act like any tradition? Do you know any woman now that acts like a traditional grandparent?
No, I mean, yeah. But in our age group,
Yeah.
I would say out of 5, maybe 1. The rest of them they're running around acting like
I don't
they're
even
30.
know the one. I don't know nobody that still act like my
And I don't know if
grandmother.
you guys know, this is like a little sidebar. Y'all know I like to give out resources. DC does have a grandparents subsidy where if you are taking care of your grandchildren, they will give you a monthly stipends. So if y'all are ever taking care of your grandkids because your kids are going through something, you can get money for that every month. And also DC also has grandparents' rights. So if your kids
I knew about that.
and they're using the grandchild as a pawn, you can take them to court and get visitation to see your grandchild.
Yep.
Just an FYI.
But I ain't know about that
We
check.
are wraparound services here at Talks with Tone and Tina.
Fuck that visitation, but you can get a check. Go sign up for that shit.
Nanny has entered.
Hey, Nanny.
Happy belated.
Happy belated.
Latrice said, "My daughter and my son don't play about their kids. She never had them alone." Okay.
Okay, I was about to say, it's also stuff like that too, where
Oh yeah, they call her Yaya.
where the kids don't even play. You coming to get your grandkids. They doing gentle parenting. They come with a list and shit, and you got to do all this fuck
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
And they
yeah.
only can stay over there for 4 hours, and they got all these different rules that they came up with now. So you can't even get your grandkids now.
Latrice said she raised her kids. She don't need to keep her grandkids. I feel like a lot of these parents,
Yep.
a lot of these grandparents are trying a do-over or having a do-over. Yeah, but I don't think that I don't think like your son or daughter should get mad at you because you're not obligated. Those
No,
your
no.
goddamn kids.
Exactly.
You had the kids. Now, hey, if you got one of those grandmothers, like Sue's grandmother, her paternal grandmother, her father's mother, she had Sue almost 95% of the time.
Yeah.
And she was my child. Hey, kudos to me. Shout out to Janet. I was lucky in that way. But if she didn't, I couldn't get mad.
Right.
Those just was the way that the cards was dealt.
Right.
Now, if you have a grandmother that, hey, they buy stuff on Christmas, they come to your birthday party, but it's some grandparents that's just never going to babysit. They just don't do that. They don't even really do kids.
Yeah.
But it's not their
True.
responsibility. You had the children. And then God forbid if the father's mother keeps the kid or the girl's mother keep the kid, then they gonna be like, well, your mother never keep it. Then they make it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a beef
Then it's a
about
thing
that.
about it,
And then,
yeah.
then of course your child wanna get mad at you. Well, Don Travia's mother always got him, but you can't never get him, and all of that. Those are your damn kids. Deal with it on your own.
True. Very true.
We got one last question, and this is a doozy.
Oh shit.
What happened the first time someone went through your phone? If your phone has ever been gone
Nobody's
through
ever
by
gone
your
through my
significant other, for what happens after that?
Nobody's ever been crazy enough to go through my phone, pick my phone up, let alone go through it. So it's never happened to me. Real talk, my phone's never been gone through.
When my phone got gone through, my work phone got sneakingly gone through.
That was the best part of the group. When the group chat
I
was
got-
on fucking fire.
The person filed for divorce. Y'all know I'm 50. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm
Bitch,
not gonna
they
say
had
no
no
fakeness
choice.
on here. Hey, you went through my work phone, and you look for trouble and you find it.
Sadly, that's exactly what we said.
So that's what happened. Divorce got filed.
When she told us all the shit that happened, we was just like,
I was like, my work phone, it's all good. Like, nothing's in there.
okay, but he go to bumper pod.
Sue the one that hit me too. Mom, your work phone, whatever. I'm like, oh shit.
He go to bumper pod. The work phone was the chill of all the phones. If they would have got the personal phone, it would have been even worse.
Crying the car.
Bitch.
But yeah, I got
Crying
this
the super bitch.
off of a group I went to. They said like men fake like they had seizures when they went through the phone.
Fake the seizure?
Crying. Oh,
Anybody got swung on?
Yeah, all of that. The phone got broke up in 1,000 pieces.
Oh my
The
God.
typical crybaby men shit. You know how they do.
Girl. I ain't in trouble. Anybody ever had their phone
Stacey
going
said
through?
they went through my phone.
And what
It
happened?
is what it is.
I mean, but
Stacey said go through my phone. It is what it is. But
did anybody get their phone gone through and the man showed out or whatever? Oh shit.
yeah, that's about it. Benetton O'Neill is answering. So we're done for the show. If you have anything you want us to discuss on the Black History special,
Please inbox.
please let us know because that's going to be next Tuesday. I'm going to be doing like some research and getting things together for the Black History. We definitely going to talk about Black old wives' tales and cliches. Don't let the baby look in the mirror. Put the baby pee on your face. All of that. That was like super fun. Like
Yeah.
put onions in your socks. All the little stuff that we
I
did.
saw a potato. Put a potato in the baby
Yeah.
sock. What is
Hey,
it supposed
Ron.
to do? What is it supposed to do? Hey, Ron.
I don't know. I know like the onion is supposed to cure cold, but we're gonna go into all of those
I can't wait
Black
for that.
old wives' tales next week.
Are we wearing our black t-shirts?
We should wear something all black. And
Yes, but I'm wearing my Muhammad Ali. Somebody with a black figure.
Okay, we could do that.
Yes.
I'm gonna wear.
Y'all wear y'all
I'm
black-
gonna wear Tina Marie.
Y'all,
She the honorary
bitch, no. She's not fucking invited to the cookout on this.
Tina is honorary black. I don't care what nobody says.
She's getting put on the
She's
show.
light skinned. I'm wearing my y'all know how I feel about Tina. She's the only honorary black person in the whole history of any white person.
Okay, y'all gonna wear y'all black t-shirt with a
Oh my
black
God,
figure
we
on it?
did that, JoJo. He said, let's talk about Nikki coming from, well, we didn't say that part.
What?
Nikki coming from Megan Thee Stallion's dead mother. Now,
I didn't hear it.
Mama, not on your dead mama.
That's what she said.
That's not right. Now,
That's terrible.
And y'all know,
It was factual. She
Hold on.
lied on her mother.
oh, Megan did?
She went
Oh,
on the show
no.
and said, on my mother, I never had sex with Tory Lanez. And then when she was in court, it came out that she did have
That's
sex
what
with
it,
Tory
y'all know I
Lanez.
don't follow it.
Yes, so she
But-
really did
Lie.
lie on her dead mama.
But now, Nikki's fans, the bars,
Sue, please.
have put the address to Megan Thee Stallion's mother's
That's
grave
wrong.
site.
No.
And now people are going
That's wrong.
out there and all that. Now, Nicki Minaj is a lightweight to me. I'm gonna go under the belt if I get into it with you. So I haven't listened to any of it, so I can't really say. Now, if Sue's telling me that Nikki said you lied on your dead mother, and she did lie on her dead mother, I feel like
I'm sorry.
know.
I feel different. It would have been off of the internet, and I would have fucking pulled
And
up on
then
Nikki. I'm
they
sorry.
said-
I'd have beat the shit out of Nikki.
they said Megan.
Oh, she would have beat me,
Megan
but we the
needs-
fought, bitch.
Megan needs to bring up that Nikki's son can't talk.
They
That's-
did say that.
They said that should be the
That's
list back.
below-
And they
belt.
said Megan should bring up
That's
that
like, if
Nicki
you
Minaj's
lost, would
father, they used him as a speed hump. He got ran over or something.
Her
did.
father,
Uh-huh.
now her father did get killed in a hit and run. Nikki's
Yeah.
So they
father.
said she need to bring
I
that.
feel like
Meg
if you
need to
get
bring
into it
that
with
up.
somebody,
All bets are off.
all bets are off.
Agreed.
JoJo said whatever she lied on her mom or not, whether she lied on her mom or not,
It was
don't
below
talk
that.
about my dead family.
That's what I'm saying. It was below. That was below. That's what I'm saying.
I just said nothing.
That would have
Everything's off the table.
Nothing is off the table.
It's not
But
for
so
me.
that would mean you get fucked up. You gonna get your
I
ass
empathize
beat.
with Megan because I'm not in this. But if I get into it with somebody, I'm going to say whatever.
That don't mean you don't get your ass beat. You can say what you want, but I'm pulling the fuck up. I would have. You
It's
had
like the
motherfuckers
Spice
coming
and
to my
Eric-
mama's.
Oh, it's like
Nah.
the Spice and Erica Minute thing. What is too low? I didn't really think that was
I
on
don't
the
think-
Spice and Erica Minute thing. I didn't think that was Would she say something about her son?
She was a deadbeat parent.
Yeah, I didn't think that was low at all.
But was she? Is she?
Or maybe
Yeah.
they talking about Erica Mena calling her a monkey.
Yeah, I mean, she was wrong for that too, but if y'all get into it below the belt,
It's up.
But they try to make it racial. I don't feel like it was racial. I feel like she felt like she looked like a monkey.
I feel like
And
Erica
you
was
insulted me,
I feel
so
like
it's
Erica
up.
was definitely being colorist on that, but it was warranted. If you going below the belt,
You know my
it's no
trigger is
belt
my
at all.
son talking about my son, and you talking about my son. and
I don't
stuff.
think it was colorist. I think the bitch thought she looked like a monkey.
Well, Erica, don't take it. Oh, I don't know. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop and all them.
Either way,
I
I'm
get all
pulling the
my
fuck up.
I get all my tea from the shade room and the neighborhood talk. So I read the comments,
comments.
and then I agree with what I just,
What the majority say?
yeah. Once
You
I
even
read
read the shit?
the comment, whenever something posts, I go straight to the comments. That's where the real juice is,
Yeah.
not the actual publication.
That's true.
So
Very
yeah,
true.
that's that. But I mean, of course, my mother's dead, so of course I'm not in the beef, so I empathize with Megan. But
Putting the person's the grave site's address
Yeah, that
was
the barbs
below
always go
the
too
belt.
far.
but they said the Barbs are the only people that
Actually support their
artists. They said ain't nobody going to Megan tour and don't nobody
Beyonce.
buy Megan album. But they said the Barbs buy Nicki's albums and all that. I'm not a Barb. I'm not a.
I'm not either.
What's a Megan? What's her?
Hotties.
That's,
No, the
Heidi,
only person I
yeah.
ever rep is Lil Kim.
I'm a
bitch I fuck
Barb.
with is Beyonce. All right, y'all. That's all we got
Definitely not
for.
with the Beehive.
I am a
Definitely.
beehive bitch.
Okay, I'm not with the barbers, but I am a barb.
You a Barb?
Yeah.
Grow up.
She's grown.
I'm
Leave her alone.
25. I'm
Anyway,
25.
thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Talks with Tony
We gonna
Tina.
dance tonight?
We finna see y'all next Tuesday and for the Black History
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all wear y'all t-shirts. Make sure y'all have on something black, not the color black, but you know our culture.
Kwanzaa, Kente cloth,
Nigga shit.
Y'all dashiki, y'all
Put your
study,
Ice Cube tee on.
y'all bonnet,
Oh my God.
Period.
anything that's
Your motherfucking
anything
Chinese,
that's
your
for our-
Chinese slides from the back of the day.
anything that's for our culture.
Motherfucking
Light
weed
an incense,
ponytail.
light an incense,
Light a
smoke
J.
a Newport,
100s in the
drink a
box,
Blue
bitch.
Bull.
Still reserve.
That's
Cut water.
that's
All right, y'all.